Okay, good. Everything's working. I hope. I think we're ready to get resume. I've been actually assembling the models off stream because I didn't want to waste time doing nothing. So at the very least, I got the horses assembled. So what we're working on right now is the we got the I've got some infantry units here, and the next thing right now I'm working on cavalry riders. So we're gonna be working on that for the meantime, and then once we're done with the cavalry riders, at least we can jump to doing the big boy, the really big model afterwards. But for now, I will focus on the cavalry riders that we're currently doing. So the mic might will be positioned a little further away than usual. So for the meantime, just chillax and enjoy. That's it. Supposedly, I wanted to change the angle of the camera actually. That would be a hassle. I think we can try it. Right about there. Right. There we go. And put the tablet right here. Hold on. Let me fix something here. I don't want it connected to my tablet. That is not what I wanted. Give me a moment. I don't want it connected to the device. So how do I do this? Oh, I don't want to log out from the desktop. Why do you do this? What if I just cut? No, that's the wrong thing I cut. Oh. Sorry, I apologize for the weirdness in the music right now. One way I could do this. Shut off the Bluetooth first. I think it's not where it's connected from. So turn it back on. How do I disconnect a device? Close all. Open Spotify here. Hmm. How do I? I don't want. Whatever. I'll just play it on YouTube with music then. Wants to be annoying like that, so I'll just find a different source. This is so disappointing. No, whatever. And we go to. Sorry, I am struggling with a few things. Okay. Almost done fiddling with the tablet. Just about done fiddling with the tablet. Just making sure that the right stuff is on. Okay. Nope. Okay, we're good. Let's keep at it. kind of this is what I was kind of afraid of with a lot of the models, is that there's a lot of work to do because of all the excess plastic, like from the molds and stuff. You want to get rid of all the mold lines. You want this clean and proper. That takes so much of your time to clean it up. And I could be just gluing this all together and painting right now, but bro, I tried painting with all the mold lines and all the excess plastic on. I was just like, oh, this is awful. So much cover up to do to figure out how to make sure that those mold lines are like, why is that there? Is that really part of the model? It looks like, it makes it look like cheap plastic or something. Well, technically it is, but you can always, if you do a good job in cleaning the model and doing a quality job of a paint job, then you won't have to worry about it. So you might be wondering, what's with the mask? I'm putting on a mask because I realized, like, when I was assembling the models this morning, I was using the grinder and I could see the particles floating around, and I'm just thinking, wait, is it just me, or is it I'm just inhaling all of this? So I just decided I better wear a mask just to be safe. Like, just imagine the scale of it, right? I'm dealing with this with, although minute number of plastic, but I have to assemble 81 models. So for all I know, I could be inhaling all that excess plastic into my lung. So wouldn't want that now, would we? So what I'm doing right now is I'm doing the assembly on a sort of much more scaled version. So instead of like doing them one by one, I am assembling them in bulk by batch, getting to one piece, one part of the model at a time, because we have a lot to assemble and the scale of it is just going to be overwhelming if I did it one by one, because I would have to stare at the pile of sprue that I would have to work with. So I said to myself, nope, that's not gonna happen. We're gonna have to figure out a system how to get this done a little quicker. Maybe I'm too zoomed in. Just a bit, just right about there, about the right amount. Zoom. Hold on. The head went flying. Should I go for this head or should I go for this head? Hmm. Which head should I go for? Feel like I'm feeling this head. Because the other head seems a bit too similar to the Priory Commander. Where's the other body? Uh-oh. Why am I missing a body here? Or am I just blind? Give me a sec. Oh no. There's still another body here. I didn't take it out. So gotta take out the shoulders. Mic is getting in the way, so I'm just gonna move it over. Okay. Okay. So I need these. One sec. One thing I want to check. Okay. Mm. No. Sec. Checking on chat really quick. Okay. Let's see. Where? Right. Oh, there it is. I want. Oh. Do I want the swirls or do I want a clean land? One or the other. Tough choice. I think I'll go with the clean land. Okay. I think that's all of the accessories I need from this to that. This is. I have to assemble this one. First check for. I have a better idea for the mic. Give me a moment. I don't know if you can hear me from here. Bit of an odd place because now my head's just hitting the mic. Oh wait. What if I do this? Oh, it's the weird balancing act for the mic, huh? All right. I don't know if that's okay. How well does that fit? It's a bit awkward to try and like reach for the mic. It's like. I need elbow room. All right, elbow room. I know. I guess it's picking up my voice, but probably the quality is gonna be way off. Let's put it a little closer. 'Cause I'm often doing work much closer to my chest. If anything, like delicate work. Hmm. It, oh, I connected the wrong chest. No, looks like it. That's the exact part. No doubt. So I must be missing something. A deformity somewhere. Huh. Okay. Almost like it's intentionally misaligned. I'm obviously missing something here. Don't know what. I think it's because of this. Do a little bit of carving to make up for the fact that I think I sliced a bit too much when I was cutting up the armor. I overdid the slicing. It has created this deformity in the model. That just refuses to click because of that. Hopefully I can mask it once I get all the stuff together. Before that, Hmm. Not wait. See. Making contact with the model. Causing this. Trying to look really hard as to where the get it to focus. Look at that. See that? It's like if there's something here keeping the model from meeting completely. So that's what I'm struggling with. Pull this part. I don't know what it's got to do with. Hold on. Here. Don't get it. Ah, joy. We're getting there. Starting to It's starting to come together. I just need to carve out a little bit more. I think it's a flaw in the model. in the mold itself. So you have to carve a little out. That goes together. I think this is as close as we can get. So I think I'm gonna run with it. Would like the camera to focus on this. There you go. So now, there you go, much closer. All right, so now I'm not triggered. I'm not triggered by the gap in the model. Okay, maybe too soon for the arms. Let's let that dry off first and work on other things that we can easily attach. Hey Sam, welcome to the stream, man. How are you doing? We are currently trying to get together this set of knights known as the Crimson Order. Trying to get a lot done in the time that I have. Because about 2 hours from this point, we're gonna have to turn off the generator. So that means the stream's gonna be cut off for about an hour before the electricity comes back. Or at least that's what they told me. Because today is a whole day blackout where I'm at. Because they gotta replace they gotta do some line clearing and replacing a power pole. Because unfortunately, our power lines don't run underground. They're still high up, suspended on poles. So they've been since 8 a.m. this morning. The power's been out because they're trying to clear up the power lines and replace a pole somewhere down the line. So this is where we are right now. Waiting for the generator. It's either the generator gives out or we're gonna give it a rest at least until the power comes back in about 2 hours from now. Oh yeah? And where are you from, Sam? If you don't mind me asking. That since you're comparing it to where I'm at is the same as where you're at. Florida? Oof. I guess we're close. You're in the tropics because I'm in the Philippines. I guess I'm gonna have to hold this position for a bit because it does not want to stick. Sit you down. So now I need to look up the manual really quick. Just to see where I'm at. What we can work on for now is, while this thing dries, we can work on the tassels on the side. Yeah, true. I'm also in a rural area in the Philippines. So yeah, I can certainly feel that kind of situation. Oh. Uh, there's to me being a Butterfingers. Almost cut myself. So Sam, what brings you over to? Ah, this is Conquest. This is sort of a new, one of the newer like war games that had come out. This, I think it's like 5 years old. Not like, it's not like Warhammer where it's, you know, decades of like existence and stuff. But it's fairly new into the market. And it interested me because their models look really cool. So just to give you a sample, this is one of the models I recently assembled. This is the Priory Commander. Hell yeah, brother, blood with blood god. So I'm excited to actually get started with painting soon, but unfortunately we have a lot to assemble. Also, Death Wizard, welcome to the stream, man. How are you doing? Oh yeah, oh man. Wolf Scouts. I hear they're overpowered. I haven't fought them yet in Kill Team. Although one of my buddies has a set, and looking to I'm looking forward to actually fighting them. I fought against stealth suits. It was not fun. It was not fun fighting against stealth suits. Colors, yeah, you after you're done assembling these models, you paint them. Hey, let me grab a sample really quick. Alright. So this is one of the models from Warhammer that I assembled. Camera, do you mind focusing on the model so people can see? No? Really? You're gonna play this game? Let's try moving stuff around. Maybe the camera will get smart at some point. Like, I don't know why it's refusing to focus. Alright, let's try a different method. Let's try bringing the camera closer. Move it away. Yoo-hoo, camera! Can you focus on the dude that's like right on screen? Nope, that's not what we wanted. Oh, camera got an error. One sec. Oof. One sec. There we go. There you go. We are just having a look at the model. So painted this myself. Took around 4 hours, maybe, more or less. I don't know if it's showing though. The stream. Wait, let me check. Let me double check. I hope it's broadcasting because I am getting an error. Yeah, it's good. Yo, I am proud of the weathering because it took a bit. I actually experimented with sponges, makeup sponges, to do the weathering, the highlights. I do like the booster pack. Work I done with that. No pigments powder. I just used a sponge for most of this. Let me go and grab a sample of what I mean by sponge. I use this thing to do the weathering. So it's just a matter of setting up your paint, what color you want, and then just dip the sponge onto the paint. If you have something to, like a, what you call this, sort of a palette or something that you can just tap. You know, you have to, when you use the sponge, you just need to have yourself a rough surface that you can use, so you can, once you're dipping your sponge into the paint, you want to remove some of that excess paint. So that's where the, like, the dummy, like if you have a dummy that you can use, a dummy model or something that you can just dab on the model to get off the excess paint. And then after that, once you have removed enough of the excess, then you go to the model and then you just slowly apply on whatever surface that you want, and just slowly hit all of those spots that you wanted to highlight or whatever, what other types of weathering you want to do. Different sponges will do different things. Makeup sponges, because of like how fine the workings is, it has a different effect as opposed to a different kind of sponge. I still have it here. So unfortunately the model fell. All right, where are you? Not here. Think I may have either thrown it away or disposed of it somehow. Don't worry, folks. It's okay. Don't panic. That's why I have this thing. It's a good thing we're assembling models today. So you can just easily just do that. Snap that leg right back in. Hold on. All right. But otherwise, to answer the question, yes, it has been really great. It saves me a lot of time, you know, uh, from like doing some intensive detail work, and it helps me do gradients and glazing a lot easier. So I don't have to like, again, not so much effort on the details. Saves a lot of time. If like, and for highlights and stuff, that also helps. So I've been having such a great time with sponges. It's just I think I want to look for more variety of sponges and different ways of how to use them. So that way it's I can experiment more with different ways of achieving different types of like what I want to achieve in the model, whether it's like more weathering, something more grim, or muck and dirt and all that. I'm trying to listen in on the generator because the moment that generator makes an off sound, we may have to turn it off. But I think it's okay right now. All right, so let's get back to work on this. Because we got a lot of excess plastic to deal with, unfortunately. Blue Thing, what's up, man? How you doing? Like, if you really want to deep dive into it, because I would suggest like looking into videos of people doing like their own experiments on sponges, because there's such a thing as sponge chop where they do highlighting and shading through sponges. They did a whole experiment where they tried different techniques. Like, and for me, using sponges say is like saving on a budget because I don't have to use a airbrush to do my work. So most of my models as of right now are all hand painted, just using various techniques and other stuff to achieve results that I want. But by all means, I'm just an amateur, really, because most of the like professional painters have been using airbrushes, like, which is cool and all because understandably they have to like save time on their work because it takes for some, especially those who are competing in contests and stuff, painting contests, it takes months for them to finish projects, especially if they really focus down on their models. It takes a lot of time. Me, on the other hand, I just look what's like if I can achieve something close at least and within a certain amount of time, why not, right? Yeah, I think. Oh, well, there goes the hand. Ugh. I'm thinking that this hand. Well, this thing's moving. I don't like that. Keep my hand steady, otherwise I'm gonna have to. which is also another option. You can use can, but I don't know how much a can of spray paint is like budget wise, how much it saves you. But if you're using it for like what if you're doing it for like priming and all that, then I think you can get your bang out of your get the bang for your buck for it. But if you're doing detail work, I don't think spray can would be a much effective or efficient way of doing that. But hey, if people find ways, people find ways. I found my way, so who's to say that you can't do magic with a paint can with a paint sorry, with spray paint? So yeah, I do something similar with slap chop. So instead of like, because usually what people do with slap chop is that they prime it, right? Whatever color you need to prime it, then, or at least a darker color, and after priming, you do the hole with a dry brush, right? You just go ahead and do your highlights and all that until you cover up the whole model. Then you just paint contrast paint over it, which isn't bad, not to say. But one thing I do different from with the slap chop technique is that I use the areas that are highlighted by the dry brushing to actually function as my way of like determining, okay, this is where the light is trying to bounce off from. This is the surfaces that it's trying to bounce off from. So that's where my target is for the final, like when I do all the glazing and stuff, slowly build up that gradient as we go along with the surfaces. And I would say that Warhammer was like for Space Marines and some of the ones with the everything with like a very wide surface is quite easy to do. So Space Marines and some other factions are really good for that technique. I think Eldar can fit in well with that technique. The problem is something like this. So this presents a new challenge, like these guys. All right, let's try and get the camera to focus this. There, these guys, you don't see a lot of flat surfaces except on the horse maybe, and yeah, as far as I can see, there's so much detail to actually paint over. So I'm a bit excited to try and paint these guys because it's a different challenge. Because these are more detailed models than compared to like some Warhammer stuff. I think Warhammer was really like, okay, we want the models to be easily painted, considering that they're gonna be bringing in like hundreds of models on a single table. So we gotta make it easy for them to digest it. Other than like the kill teams, right? This one, they're not holding back. It seems like they're not holding back. They're really passionate about the factions that they want you to play with. So very interesting. Okay, so I've been holding onto that hand for way too long, so I'm just gonna start already putting. Yeah. In fact, I don't even use contrast paints. I've been using all base paint. Like, I think the only contrast paint I've ever used on is Tyranids. Ooh, Quar. I've heard about Quar. It's just that the aesthetic doesn't vibe with me so much. a bit cartoonish for me. I was looking for something closer to, because when I was looking for a different war game to get into, I was really looking for a fantasy one that isn't Age of Sigmar. Like I wanted old world, but I don't know how accessible the old world models are, so I was stumped as to what franchise I wanted to go with. Then I was looking at an LGS about maybe 4 to 5 hours away from me, and they had in their selection they had like Warhammer and all that. But then I saw they had Warhammer, they had Affinity, they had Gundam. But then I saw Conquest and I was like, huh, I've never heard of this franchise before. Then I started looking up the franchise and I was just like, bro, this is it. Like they have really cool, unique they had really cool, unique factions other than like your typical medieval knights. You have orcs riding dinosaurs. You have undead Romans, and you have like there's a one of the new factions is like a fairy faction, like all fairies and stuff. There was also like what was it? There was the other faction. They had one of their other new factions is a Japanese faction with Onis and all that. It's pretty cool. So I was like, I'm buying into this. And then the first, and you know, and of all the things I wanted to like start with, it had to be a box with 81 models in it. This is the box I'm trying to assemble. Yeah. I don't know how well you can see it in the small cam, but this huge thing, there's more than 81 not more than, there's less than, because I've assembled a few already. So we've got 81 models in this box, in this huge box. Let's try and get this thing out of the way. Here you go. Right. Because I was actually looking for a starter kit, a two-player starter kit, because I want to get some of my friends and also members, like friends and members of our gaming group to get into it as well. Because we're, apart from Kill Team, we're looking for other avenues of like wargaming. And I found this and I was just like, oh, I gotta find myself a different franchise to subscribe to aside from Warhammer, because like the Warhammer stuff is great and all, but it's starting to get a little stale because I don't have much to collect for anyway. I don't really look forward to most of the models now, except for maybe Captain Titus, but that's beside. But other than that, nothing else it piques my interest. Yeah, thanks, man. It was not easy to find a starter box, because like I was like looking for a decent one, and there was a cheap one in the LGS I mentioned earlier. However, it is unfortunate that they told me that they were out of stock on that particular box. So I asked if they could give me something else, like to offer, and they told me, "Oh, you can get this box because it's like they've only made 500 of them. It's one of the rare boxes you could find, and there's only 500 of those boxes, and our supplier has one in stock." So I said, give it to me, give it to me. I waited like almost a month for it, and then when it finally arrived, I was just like, right, So they, as soon as they told me it was in stock, I immediately grabbed my credit card. Not like no joke. Ordered it on the spot. Then I checked the price tag and I was just like, oh, oops. This thing's 4 times more expensive than the first box that I was looking at. Good thing I had a whole bunch of Christmas and birthday money on like hidden away. Good fun, have luck. Thank you. I, I know you meant to say good luck, have fun. But that's funny. That's good too. Good fun, have luck. Oh yeah, keep watching. War War Games Atlantic. Is that a franchise? Hold on, let me look it up. War Games Atlantic. Oh, I see. Deathfields Arena. Interesting. And they have it in my currency too. Yeah, there's War. Classic Fantasy. Interesting, interesting. Also have like looks like modern like like modern themed miniatures as well. Interesting. What's this one? Not letting me click. Eh, okay. Well, if I'm in the US, yeah. I don't know how well they do like worldwide shipping and stuff. Okay. I think we are looking okay. Next up is the Lance arm. Try and get it in there. Hey man, if like a franchise is passionate about their hobby and they want to give a lot of people a lot of stuff to, you know, a lot of freedom to customize, bro, I've had kudos to them. Actually, you can actually do a lot of customization options for this one. The like I was surprised with like one of the sets here. Like this whole like sprue here is, or at least I taken most of it. It's on here on the table. So the sprue that I'm showing right now is the sprue for the man at arms, but they also double Atlantic. Oh, okay. So, oh yeah, that's right. So if they're in Atlantic, it's oh sorry. If it's England, then it's a little harder than for me to like access that. That's also a very important thing for me is accessibility. It's like how easily can they send their product over to Southeast Asia, or if they have LGSs selling their product. I was lucky enough to see that the LGS near my area was selling Conquest stuff. So it's one of the reasons why I decided to try and get a box. And I'm happy I was able to get a really good one, a good deal on it. But hey, you never know. I might find an LGS that's selling Wargame Atlantic stuff. Good lord. Come on. This is the tricky part sometimes with like some model parts that just do not want to stick. You have to give it a little time before it actually sticks. So while that's drying up, we're gonna continue our efforts to clean up the rest of his armor. Bro, you should see the Priory Commander's lance. Look at this. I love the Priory Commander's lance. And there's even the banner. Check out the banner. Like, look how much detail there is on the banner. Just in the model itself. Like, it has a sword that's going through a helmet that's holding the banner. And like I was debating, right? Because the primary commander also has an alternative weapon, which is this sword. But then I was like, then I looked at the lance. I'm just like, bro, why did they give him such a boring looking sword, but give him such a like really cool lance? I was disappointed. Like, if they were gonna, if I were to choose, if I were to design the options, I would make the sword option also a really decent pick. Because like I want the person to be really, really hard, making a hard choice. Do I want the lance or do I want the sword? Like, which both of them look cool. But unfortunately, this sword, not so cool. Lance, very cool. Color scheme. Actually, I was thinking for because actually these particular cavalry units that I'm assembling, they're actually a specific unit, not necessarily a unit I could easily customize because they're part of in lore. They're part of the Crimson Order. Sorry, the Order of the Crimson Tower. I don't remember what their like their whole shtick is because there's like different knight orders and stuff, and this is one of them. And the Order of the Crimson Tower, of course, by its name, means that their dominant color is crimson. So a lot of their motifs are drenched in crimson. However, I do have liberty over the man at arms and the leader model. This one, I think I put it away, but I have liberty on all of those to actually color any way I like. So I was gonna go for a blue and yellow color scheme. For my troops specifically. But the Crimson, the Order of the Crimson Tower Knights, Crimson. They're just gonna have their like whole standard colors that I'm going to put on them. Yeah, I usually go for reference when it's like really significant. Like, for example, of course, the like as I said, the Order of the Crimson Tower has need for me. I would like to be a little authentic with the franchise before I do anything crazy with it, because this is my first box of Conquest models. So I want to be a little authentic to what. And this is a lore box, by the way. It's like this isn't just like your regular starter box. Because I was lucky enough to get a lore starter set. So in fact, the box came inside the box with the models came. There's like a small, like thin. There's like a thin novel in it with all the story of the it's called the Nepenthe campaign. So it's a whole. It's like the armies I'm using gonna be using for the like test play and all that. The starter box is all lore related, so I don't wanna discount it too much. But otherwise, I do have free liberty over the like some of the regular units. Yeah, you get what I mean, yeah. So wait, how do they want me to stick the shield in when there's not a lot of contact points? Hold on. Where's the manual? Did I drop the manual somewhere? Yeah, I did. Telling me that there's supposed to be a surface supposed to stick to, but all I see is the gauntlet, like flat out. So I imagine that I'd have to just stick it on there, like no matter what. Unless I've actually goofed. And there's like a legit arm here that's meant for the shield. But so far, no. I think we're good. We just need to make our own contact points, I guess. And just stick it on there and hope it sticks. Probably not gonna happen though, because we're gonna need some tougher stuff. Alright, this is the where things get a little dangerous, folks, because this right here is some super glue, and this is only brought out in the most dire of situations, because unfortunately with this type of plastic, it's not so easy. It's like, compared to Warhammer's plastic, it's Warhammer plastic actually is much more receptive to the Tamiya cement. This one, not so much. It's kind of a middle ground, so to speak. But unfortunately, with very little contact points for like where the model can stick. So when I say contact points, it's like when you stick a model, when you stick a point, like when you stick a piece of a model, especially when there's adhesive, it has to have multiple contact points so that when the adhesive dries, it's well strengthened. That way, if anything happens, like it drops or anything, it's least likely to break apart, because there's a lot of points where the glue actually sticks. However, in our case, because of the shape of the gauntlet, you can see there the way the gauntlet is shaped, and the fact that this shield, or the shields, we actually flip these over. Alright, they actually do not have like any molds or shapes that will, like, you know, make it fit in, so there's multiple contact points. So our big problem now is that we're gonna have to bust out super glue, because super glue, despite minimal contact points, will definitely get that shield to stick on the glove, on the gauntlet, no matter what. It's just that, oh boy, I don't like doing it with my hands. Do I still have my gloves over here? Yes, I do. At least one of them, anyway. The last time I used super glue on one of my streams, I had the misfortune of experiencing what happens when super glue comes in contact with a rubber glove. The rubber glove, it's the super glue I'm using is so strong that it rips this thing. I'm glad it's the I'm glad it's the glove and not my skin. That would be far worse. Not gonna lie. Okay, these arms are starting to make me angry. So let's actually, you know what would have been a good idea actually? I should have stuck the shield first before. Okay, lesson learned. Stick the shield first to the arm before you stick the arm into the body. Lesson learned. We'll do that in the other models. You know what? Because this arm is making me angry, I'll give it the super glue treatment too. Get him on this horse. There we go. Looking pretty dope. Okay. Let me quickly find a base. So, for your information, Conquest actually has, much like Warhammer, Conquest also has two game modes. One is the standard Conquest Last Argument of Kings. If you're playing Last Argument, you're going to be needing the square base, which comes with every box, by the way. So kudos to them that they don't make you buy extra accessories. So this comes with the square base. The square base is your indication of regiments. So sometimes, like for the smaller infantry units, you get you can get four circle bases in one square base. So that's one regiment. So one regiment of infantry is 4 units. And in which case the cavalry, which is a medium unit or much larger unit, actually fits snugly into this one regiment base. So, but in the other game mode called First Blood, Conquest First Blood, you just need the circular base. So, usually when you are playing, it's easy to just transition the model from First Blood to from Last Argument to First Blood by simply removing the model off the regiment base. You don't have to glue the unit base to the regiment base because you want that to come off. Again, this is one of the positive sides I like about Conquest, because you can buy big boxes and stuff, but also have the option to take out your units from the boxes you buy to play skirmish games. So, which is kind of what Warhammer does, but I like that Conquest specifically has like rules, and they actually have a proper like designation for like, oh, you want to play, if you're playing the big armies, you get the square base. Oh, you want to play the skirmish? Okay, just take the unit off the square base and use the circle base. Boom. Instant game transition. It's a bit unfortunate that the only contact point for this horse is its one hoof. There's only one leg that's touching the base on this model. And it's one thing I don't like about the model. Like, we're gonna have to do, like, we're praying that this thing already sticks. So, oh boy. Cinema. I'm just kidding. Now, where would you go? Ah, I see. There's a dent here. You go on the back here. I believe. Or you could go there. No, no. It looks better over here on this side. Or is it, wait, because I'm thinking like historically, they usually have the sword and saddlebag accessible as much as possible. So I would actually just stick it right there. What's on the picture? it is not in the picture. Is it in the manual? Yes, it's stuck on the side. Although it's a bit odd where they put it. Because it's at the back of the horse, like the hind leg. Guess right here on this spot there. I mean, yeah, just trying to be like, you know, a little precise about it. But I'm like, historically speaking, or effectively speaking, if let's say my lance breaks, I should have instant access to my sword. So where would I put my scabbard sword? Should I put it on the back of the horse where it's difficult to reach, or should I put it right next to my leg where I can just instantly grab it the moment my lance breaks? Because it, like hell, you're gonna be, you know, like carrying a lance around for so long. Eventually, it's either one or two things happens. Either you get your sword arm gets tired from holding on to that lance, or the lance breaks. I can only imagine a dude trying to reach from his back. Because that's where the picture says that the, like, where the thing is supposed to go. It's supposed to go on the, like, right over here. Oh, sorry. So, in fact, there is a dent here. You can see there's like a expression here where you're supposed to stick it right there. But think about it for a moment, right? How the hell is he supposed to reach for his sword there? And he's gonna be pulling it like so. And he has to still, like, you know, because you could, there's yeah, like you said, it's either a straight, like he has it on this on the other side here, and he can pull it out like so, or he can just straight up reach down from his, like, and pull it out. So the practical ways, the practical positions would be either right here, where he can pull it straight, or if he wants to go for a cross draw, you can pull it from here or somewhere. Not too far back, like around here. Could be here, but I don't know. I mean, saddlebags are usually in the back of the horse, but the sword should be somewhere else. This is the first time I've seen where the sword and the saddlebag are actually together. So, yikes. Bit of a design flaw there, if you ask me. It's fine. This is a fantasy genre after all. So. Why it's called fantasy, man. Not supposed to be realistic. Realistically speaking, fantastically speaking, that this man could be dead the moment he drops his lance. It's already 3 o'clock. And I'm sure they were supposed to ask me to turn off the generator by now. But no one has said anything. So I'm just waiting for the word. Like someone gonna tell me turn off the generator. True. True. But it could be that like the sword in the bedroll, because if it's behind them, that means they're not expecting to draw their weapon anytime soon, unless of course surprise attack. It's a trap. It's always a trap. I'm just gonna stick it where I want to stick it, because who cares? Gonna need super glue for it though. Dear Lord, 2 hours just for one model. But then again, I've been chatting up and doing other stuff in the background, so yeah, I put it in more work into like interacting with the audience than actually fixing the models. There you go. Let me tell you something. Transporting these models are gonna be a nightmare. I do not have a big box that I can transport these things in. So if people are gonna place test this thing, they're gonna have to come to my house. Alright, let's get some of this stuff out. I need to remove clutter off my desk. Or sorry, our workstation here, because it's getting a little crowded here. These are just objective markers. These away. All right. No, we have to still do 2 more nights. I think this time we will do the flag bearer. All right, man. Take care. Have yourself a good one. All right. Let me just move a few things here, because I can't move my mouse around, blocking the way. All right. Let me check on a few things. Something I need to check really quick. I need to just do a bit of a diversion really quick. I need to check on something. Because I need to check if our Hightail server is running, because I was told that there was an issue with the server, so I'm checking now if the server actually loaded up. Booted. Should be running now. Now that's loading. It's going to continue working. Okay. Uh, it's working now. Server's fine. Don't have to worry about it in the moment. Sorry about that. Uh, hmm? where to deliver that. Pwede naman maglagay ka ng number. Yeah, put one like 102. 202. Oh, okay. 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 Yeah, because you. Yeah, but I don't know. Yeah, but you never fixed it. Oh, good, Vas. And generator is still alive, but we're gonna be turning it off soon. I'm just gonna finish this up, and then we're gonna see if there's still electricity. So hopefully we can. I don't know if I will continue uh, assembling, but I think these three models already enough, more than enough for today. I'm just gonna wrap this up soon. In a bit. Almost done. Going to game after? Yes, I am. What do you want to see more? You want to see more Monster Hunter? Do you want to see Hytale? Well, it's the weekend, so I usually do Monster Hunter. But if you want, we can do Hytale. We can do dungeon runs. Well, it depends if we got people for dungeon runs, because the latest dungeons are quite hard to run solo. So we'll see. If anything, I might do Monster Hunter. Right now I'm just trying to hurry up and finish this so I can check to see if there's electricity. I'll put the accessories another time. So what I'm gonna do now is try and get the desk so we can do a bit of a overview of everything. This is the Crimson Order Knights. Do a bit of a look see. Super excited once we start assembling them. But yeah, that'll be it for now. So next up, we are going to start a new stream. Yeah. That's my mother's garden, like her indoor garden. So up next, we are going to go ahead and end stream now. Nope. You are going back up here. Yeah. Gosh darn it. Oh. Oh. Excuse me. All right, there we go. So, Monster Hunter, I'm gonna have to end this particular stream, then I'll start a new one, hoping that the electricity is back. So, I will catch you then. So, I'm going to end the stream as abruptly as I started it. So, I'll see you next time, or see you in a bit if I'm still like able to stream.
hopefully we'll see. Hopefully the electricity's back. So yeah, bye bye.